Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Far be it from being disappointed about our previous finish, I'm actually excited to start a streak over. You know, we died in a way that may have been influenced by taking a bad item, but it wasn't like, oh, bad item, let's take it. It was a question mark, we rolled the dice, and we lost. With the hardest character in the game, A88Z Onak. We should have won the last run, do not get me wrong, but I'm feeling like rejuvenated, revitalized. We proved you can have fun and win simultaneously, and I really feel like, you know, we're corking a win streak out here at some point. We've been like, whoa, see? That's what makes me feel good, is having a situation like that where I normally would have just walked on the spikes, but there my brain was like, you can do it, pull yourself out of it. You know, we've been cranking off 25, 17, 19, 21, you know. You add all those streaks together, which you literally, like, cannot do. That's very much against the spirit of the situation. But if you were to add those streaks together, I mean, you got a stew going, don't you? You'd be in a very good spot, all things considered. I definitely should have placed that bomb slightly better. But, hey, I was trying to get out of the way. Either way, don't play willy-nilly here. Play smart. And you know, you gotta remember, on win 1, which is what this would be, it feels like, you know, to a certain extent, not that like all is lost, of course, but you know, you feel like, this one's not worth as much, but it is. First off, mathematically, 1 equals 1. I don't know if you guys have gotten that far in your advanced mathematics classes yet, but it's the honest to goodness truth. Secondarily, you gotta keep in mind how I felt at the end of our last streak, which was not just proud that we had 19 wins in a row, even though on our first real test we lost. Look, you can't make fun of yourself. Who can make fun of you, right? I was also proud of the fact that there was 1 loss in between and I didn't let it get us down. You know, I think that's what separates the New York Yankees from the New York Mets, no offense, Mets fans. That and, you know, financial inequality because there's no salary cap in baseball because, you know, the rich owners control too much of the board of directors. But anyway, disregard that. We're going to be moving on. Bum Friend. Honestly, if there was ever a time for us to get a relatively irrelevant item like Bum Friend, it's right after I just finished a run as the keeper, so Kane by default seems like stronger than he's ever been in his entire life. So far, I got no negativity to express. We got like 50% extra speed relative to where we just were. I don't even want to talk about the HP. We've got the potentiality to take deals with the devil. Everything's going fine. You know what? No. That's another thing I'm learning. Who cares about stepping on buttons? Doesn't interest me. Also, we can get what? You know, a couple consumables at best. Look at that. Can you see? There's been a subtle change in the Northernlion that we've known and loved for so long. Not restricting his brain from its natural speed. He was able to see that there was a spike chest in there and get out before he would have taken another spirit heart worth of damage. Who knows if that'll make all the difference, but it's still the right thing to do. Do not take it. It looks like you could take it and then re-roll again, but you can't because you don't have a spacebar item. So we got Tech X, and all of a sudden, everything in this run is becoming clear. I gotta be honest, if you were doing like best items in Isaac comparison, and it came down to like Tech X v Brimstone, I would have to look at the numbers. This is not an open and shut case. Like, I can't afford to be Judge Judy in this situation and just be like, obviously, Brimstone. What are you, stupid? You gotta take a look. I think I might go Tech X. I'm leaning towards Brimstone, but I'm just saying, like, the possibility exists. I don't really feel a desire or even, like, really any kind of compulsion or pull whatsoever to take Mom's Knife in this run. And not for, you know, some kind of weird sense of, like, you know, like, obligation. More just, like, I don't think it's the right call. Can you guys just, like, stop spitting stuff exactly in this spot? Okay, so, like, I'll use a bomb. I'm not happy about it. Absolutely not. Grab this, go down. Okay, everything's okay. Did you guys know, and I'm sure I've talked about it before, but whenever people talk about like who has the best job on planet Earth, we'll think about it. Probably we won't reroll, but we'll think about it, okay? Whenever people talk about who has the best job on planet Earth, almost always the conversation goes to like professional athletes. And I don't disagree, okay? If you like soccer, if you like American football, if you like baseball, you know, being an extremely talented athlete, playing the game that you love, and, you know, making tens of millions of dollars, maybe more with endorsements. Even if you were just making like a few $1,000,000, that's still insanely great, right? Like for ripping dingers, you get paid more than the average human being gets paid in their entire lifetime in 1 year. Pretty good, right? But y'all are sleeping. Judge Judy actually has the greatest job in the world. Let me explain why. First off, you know what? Just give me the tears up. Fame. If you desire fame, Judge Judy is famous, but nobody dislikes her. Everybody, like, I think Judge Judy is mean on the show, but even then, I don't dislike her. You know, I think that A, she's playing a character, and B, that's what you sign up for, you know? Everybody who goes on the show is having basically their case is being decided in a fictional court. You know, instead of having to go to a real small claims court, they're like, we'll embarrass ourselves on TV a little bit, and, you know, the show will pay for everything. So people, I think, they find Judge Judy affable and a straight shooter. Secondarily, money. Judge Judy, and this is not a joke, I believe every year there's 52 episodes of Judge Judy, roughly, maybe 50 episodes. One a week. We can now go back and buy something here. Judge Judy gets paid something like $250,000 an episode. Maybe $500,000 an episode now that I think about it. And you're going to say that's not possible? It is possible. The reason that she gets paid so much money is because it might not be the most popular show in North America, but every city has a TV network that plays like 5 hours of Judge Judy a day. So, like the syndication rights and the amount of advertising that can be sold, like, go look it up. Go look at how much does Judge Judy make per episode. It's going to blow your mind. Thirdly, professional athlete. Look, you might enjoy... Well, let's start. Thirdly, the duties of the job. Basically, you know, it's probably more nuanced than this, but she has a knowledge of the law despite not being... It's not a legal court proceeding. It's for entertainment purposes. It's a non-binding arbitration or something like that for legal purposes. But she has a knowledge of the law that she gets to apply, which I'm sure is satisfying for her if she's into that sort of thing. Plus... At her base level, she just gets to yell at people if she thinks that they're annoying, which is incredible. Like, can you imagine a more satisfying job than being paid $250,000 per half hour of yelling at people that are trying to lie to you? And then when you caught them in a lie, they would go, "I'm sorry, Your Honor." That's perfect. That's a dream job. Fourthly, longevity. Judge Judy is nearly 80 years old, to the best of my knowledge. I'll look it up real quick in just a moment as we head down here. Judge Judith Scheinlin. Age, 75 years old. She's still doing it. You know why? Because that's a job you can do into your 70s. You know, no matter how good you are as a professional athlete, I don't care, the training that Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Peyton Manning, etc., etc. They're not going to be 75-year-old NFL quarterbacks. It's just an implausible situation. 75-year-old, midfielders for Barcelona. It's not going to happen. That's why I think, and in conclusion, the Merriam-Webster's Dictionary defines a job as an occupation or vocation through which one finds both salary and potentially fulfillment. And that's why I think that Judge Judy has the best job on planet Earth. Thank you for listening. Anyway. I'm telling you, all of those are verifiable facts. Go look them up. And then tell me, who has a better job than Judge Judy? There are axes that I will give you as a plausible way to think that Judge Judy does not have the best job on planet Earth. If you're like, I love outer space, and I used to be... I don't even know what you take here. Well, try a torn photo. They're both great. It's a great situation to be in. I love outer space. I'm a retired colonel in the U.S. Air Force. I'm also an environmental engineer, and I work for NASA. I don't want to be Judge Judy. I want to go to the moon. You know? More power to you. You're going to find fulfillment there that you, and you uniquely would not find doing the same role as Judge Judy. But I also, and this might, I don't want to ruffle any feathers unnecessarily, but this may surprise you. I don't like a lot of what I would consider crappy daytime television. I'm sorry to use the phrase crappy. But out of all of the crappy reality shows, dude, give me Judge Judy any day of the week. If I never saw another Just for Laughs Gags episode, I would be over the moon. I would never notice. I would be like, my life has just been like 1% better for the last 10 years. What happened? And then people would be like, oh, they took Just for Laughs Gags off the air. And I would break dance in the middle of the street. I know you're familiar with Just for Laughs Gags, because it plays everywhere. We've gotten a taxi in Korea that were playing Just for Laughs Gags. Not an exaggeration. That's a real story. Play it on like every airplane as well. It's like, you know, Canadian TV shows. I wonder what they got. I hope it's Murdoch Mysteries. Not really, but nope. Juste pour rire. Hate it. And did I say? I already mentioned the HGTV thing, I'm sure, but dude, how many different shows can you watch that's like, you know, oh, the foundation's cracked. We don't have the budget for it. You know. I'm not trying to make you feel bad for not having the budget for it. I'm just saying, like, if it happens in every episode, maybe you should come in and tell people, hey, raise the budget. Your foundation's probably cracked, or you got, like, mold in your kitchen wall. Who put that... wait, let me try. Who put that crap in mold in Peggy's kitchen wall? You guys know Bruce Coburn? It's a Canadianism. I apologize. We got a lot of Bruces up here. I don't apologize. I apologize that you don't know Bruce Coburn, who, you know, accomplished a lot of good art over his career, and still is, as far as I know, at least. Let me out. So this run, I mean, really, I have to remind myself, like, this run is going to be so easy that it's really the next run that seems like it's going to be the test. You know, of whether or not we're still going here, because basically we've been given an incredible gift of a run. Nothing is wrong with it. Our HP could be higher. That's not to say that it's bad. Just literally, we're not at the HP cap. It could literally be higher, but you know, Maggie's faith is going to accomplish that for us as well. And we're on the depths 1 like insanely early. So if you thought, I know, by the way, there's probably a little bit of fan exhaustion. You get invested in these streaks. You know, until win 10, you're like, I don't know. And then after that, you're like, he's really doing it. And then I die. And it feels bad, man, right? Like, trust me, feels bad for me too. Because I think everyone is the streak. I go into it thinking, you know, today's the day I'm going to get another 10 wins. And when it doesn't happen, it's frustrating. And... you know, all I can really say is that one day it's gonna happen. I know you know, the emotional roller coaster. It's like a Judge Judy episode of going up then down, up then down. But just, I can't promise you, I suppose, but just stick with me. We'll get there. Love you. It's sad she doesn't know I lost that episode yet. So Taurus, I'm gonna say, this is not to say that Taurus is a persona non grata or an item non grata for the time being, but I will consider that Taurus is potentially on the list of items that have been downgraded recently. And I mean, on an intellectual level, it's kind of been downgraded for a while. Before I really cared about my speed stat, it was just like, oh boy, invincibility. Now it's like, and I can't really, and the reason, you know, I take my fair share of personal responsibility. We lost the last run because I walked into the fire. But I probably would have been less likely to walk in the fire were it not for Taurus making our speed stat rise, you know, to literally double what it started as on that room. Again, I want to point out, it's not Taurus's fault. Basically, all of these are garbage. I apologize. It must seem like I'm rushing through the run right now. But that's really what happens when you have an enormous laser that kills enemies easily. Double-digit damage. You know, more HP than we could shake a stick at. We haven't even taken deals with the devil. I know you might be like, I want to circle back to the Judge Judy thing briefly. If you're like, well, isn't a YouTuber be a better job than Judge Judy? Absolutely not. I would rather do what I'm doing than be an actor. Especially if I was like, you know, a Hollywood actor, or not, sorry, a non-Hollywood actor. Like if I was a CW TV actor and I was getting paid like, you know, $5 grand for an episode of Arrow. That's nothing to shake a stick at, you know? Necessarily, at least. But, I would rather be doing what I'm doing right here. I get great joy out of my duties, and I'm not even being facetious. And you'll know that because I'm not pointing out the fact that I said duty. But, would I rather do Judge Judy's job? Hell yes. And I'm assuming you would find it more entertaining if I did Judge Judy's job as well. If it was like Judge Ryan presiding, and then someone was like, I don't know, I almost said chef. I don't know, Your Honor, I guess it was all a blur to me. I'd be like, cut the crap. It's not all a blur to you. You just don't want to tell me the truth, mister. Judge Judy will return in a moment. But it actually, you know, I'll change my name to Judy if I can get the job. I think you would love to see that as well. If you're like you're researching a deadly disease and you've invested your whole life into researching it, sure, you don't get to be Judge Judy. You keep doing what you're doing, it sounds fulfilling. I'll be Judge Judy. I think I'd be okay at being Judge Judy. I got all sorts. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning. I was born at night, mister, but I wasn't born last night. You must think I'm as stupid as I look. You know, like all sorts of great one-liners. That insult you, but in turn make it clear that you're smarter than the person that's trying to lie to you. I really thought that was going to be spun, but I guess we got synth oil on the keeper run. Dude, this is a dominant performance. Well, it's really a dominant seed. I really appreciate it. And, you know, here's the thing. Win 20, I said it was a big win if we were to get it. But win 1... dude, that's just the 20th win, but in a different position. You know what I mean? I can feel us. We haven't come close to my best streak of all time, but I really do think that over the past maybe 100 runs, we've had our best win rate in a long time. You know, like a 96% win rate or something like that. And I'm even embarrassed to say 96, because at least a few of those runs we would have won if I were not a fool. And had taken a terrible item. So I genuinely think once we iron out the little kinks in this, the triple-digit streak is within our grasp again. Even on a random, you know? But I'm sure you're sick of hearing me talk about it to the same extent that I have been for a long time. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm committed, you know? Just because I made couple of mistakes, and you know, even when those mistakes lead to the loss of a run, the loss of a streak even, I'm still committed. Full stop. Anyway, this run though, it's a little anticlimactic. Like, I would not be surprised if for the remainder of this run we were never hit. I also would not be surprised if we were hit. Which might seem contradictory, but I don't think that's the case. And if you'll forgive me, it's not that I'm really trying to rush. It's that I see the potential for us to have basically built... You know, here's the thing. I'm a very handy man, as you're aware. I've built many houses in my day, and they've all stood up and stood the test of time. You gotta start by building a foundation. Well, you start by blowing something up. You blow up a big hole in the ground. So we did that on the last run, and now we're building a foundation. The stronger a foundation is, the more likely it is to survive when the big one happens, or, you know, Yellowstone pops off, and, you know, you get the idea. Anyway, the point is, we're all gonna die due to some environmental catastrophe, but the people with strong foundations will be much more likely to die the slowest. Let's go. This is gonna be like probably like a 19-minute Mega Satan run. Wait, I can't think of a better way to start a triple-digit streak than a run like this, where we fight a fairly difficult optional boss and just make him look like the baby he is. I'm so excited. Anyway, I also feel like, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but there's our hit, unfortunately. There's a quality, not quantity aspect, and I'm telling you, that Judge Judy anecdote, that's like 35 minutes of commentary by itself. I could have riffed on that a lot longer. Oh, you're a doctor. That's cool. Oh, you're the chief of medicine at Sacred Heart Hospital. That's cool. I get paid $250,000 to yell at people for 30 minutes, and everybody loves me. I'm pretty sure Judge Judy makes $15 million a year, and I'm not being facetious. Now, money's not everything, but when your job is also cool, I imagine it's like, well, yeah, Judge Judy's got a fun job, but how much money does she make? Oh, that much, huh? As much as Peyton Manning did in his prime? Oh, wow. Good for her, honestly. No! Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We're rebuilding. We're building something great together. Put your hands in the middle with me. I cannot promise you a triple-digit streak. What I will promise you is that I will do my absolute best. I will slow down. I will try to make good decisions. I will try to make fun decisions whenever possible that lead to building something special between you, the viewer, and me, the content creator. Break. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!